If you could put in an order for the perfect day, today's it. Spring, 50 degrees, first t-shirt day, tapping trees and loving life. Alright, you can see I am sugaring now, getting the sap boiled down. This is how it works. Pretty simple setup. I just have some bricks. I have three old grates across the span, and three sort of like stock pot, canning pot type things, with the exception of my pan down here, which I'll show you. The idea is just boil this stuff down. I don't have any special equipment. I've just been doing this long enough I can kind of just tell where I'm at, and I finish it inside on my stove. So let me show you the setup. This is what we want, a nice boil. I want to get that steam rolling off these pots and evaporating that water. These were just old chimney bricks, and I have a few holes in the middle to span to let some air in. You might be better off getting brick to deal with instead of cinder block, concrete blocks. They're going to fall apart in the heat, but the bricks will, yeah, they're crumbling. These are like 100-year-old bricks too, but because you're dealing with a really hot fire. I've had these sitting here, and this is, I think, my 4th or 5th season of syruping, using just these bricks sitting here all year round in the weather. So this is the concentrated middle sap that I keep pouring everything into. Both of these go, and I keep pouring them in. It's a kind of a nice golden color compared to the very new sap that's just forming. And don't worry about, there's going to get ash is going to get in here, maybe some dust and debris, but you're going to be filtering your syrup at the end of this. And what I find is that maple syrup over an open fire gives it a really nice smoky flavor, not overpowering at all, just a hint, and it's beautiful. It's really delicious. This middle pot right now is really hot. It's boiling really nicely. Anyway, I'll just keep marrying each side to one pot. Sometimes you have to be careful that your pots, when they get really hot, will start to boil over. So sometimes, so it doesn't boil over, I just pull it back away from the fire just a bit, and that usually calms it down for a second. So you don't want it boiling over. That's what you're doing. Evaporating out as much water as possible, marrying it to the middle kettle, and then you finish it inside. So all day I've been marrying 3 kettles to the one. Well, 2 kettles to the one. I've gone through maybe 15-17 gallons of syrup today, not a lot, it's all I had. But now I'm ready to take this off the fire. The best way I can tell you how to judge when to take it off the fire, well, I finished mine inside. You could finish it out here, but I like the more controlled environment of my stove. It's pretty good color. It's a golden color. I can tell by the way the bubbles are moving that it's getting thicker. Smells good already. Alright, I'm going to do one more thing before I take this syrup inside to finish it on the stove. Is I'm going to filter it out here. This filter cloth I got at the local farm store. It's specifically for maple syrup, and I use mine over and over and over each year. You just kind of rinse them between each use. Now what I'm going to do is just put this in this pot, and I'm just going to use clothespins to hold the filter in place. And it's really important, because if you don't, it's really hard to hang on to, and it falls down into the pot and it's just worthless. So once you've got that, it's time to pour it in. Now if it's not very hot, it's not going to go through the cloth good at all. It starts to already, really get syrupy. So you're going to want to filter it when it's hot. I'm going to end up filtering several times before I'm done, but this is going to take out the initial impurities in the syrup. So this is the initial filtering, and it usually gets rid of most of the gunk. It's pretty gross. And after the first filtering, looks a lot more edible. Like I said, we're going to filter 1 or 2 more times before we actually can it up and finish it, and it'll get even more clear than that. It's beautiful, smells good, looks good. We're back inside, and now I'm going to filter the syrup 1 more time. I already did it outside once. I'm going to do it again, and then I'm going to bring it up to temperature. So you can see here I filtered this out. Mainly got rid of sugar sand, which is just, you know, a part of the syrup that separates, and it just kind of makes your syrup cloudy, and it'll settle on the bottom. So it's just not very nice. Not harmful, just not very nice. But what I'll do now is just rinse this out in the sink in hot water, squeeze it out, and I'm going to use it again. You can use this stuff over and over. Now I'm going to dump the syrup back into the pot and bring it up to temperature. You're going to definitely want a big pan, a big pot to finish this off, because as the sap gets closer to being ready to can, to jar, it really starts, it just wants to boil over constantly. So you know you're getting close when it starts to really want to boil over. Looking for a temperature of about 219 degrees, but also there's a method you can just take a spoon and see how the syrup drains off the spoon to see if it's ready. And I'm going to use that because my candy thermometer is a bit too short to get in here. And I've done this enough I can kind of tell just by looking with the syrup off the spoon when it's ready, so we're going to go with that route. I've got clean jars. I'm going to put my lids in this hot water here on the stove, and it'll be ready to go. Alright, check this out. This is why you need a big pot. This will continue to bubble and go all the way to the top if I let it and not stir it. So you got to keep an eye on this stuff. It's getting close here, but it's not quite ready. What you want to do is take your spoon. You want to look at how it comes off the spoon. It's still just really drippy, so it's not ready. See, check this out. It just keeps going and going and going. And I'm going to just keep checking how the drip is coming off the spoon. And it's still too drippy. I'm looking for more of a curtain coming off the spoon. So, we will keep going. Alright, check this out. I have had this going for a while now. No thermometer, I'm just going on the old spoon test. I'm going to bring it up. Now it's really starting to sheet off of my spoon. Did you see how it slows way down? That's syrup, people. You're good. You can jar this stuff now. This is totally ready to go. And I know this might seem redundant, but I'm filtering this 1 more time. This will be filter number 3. Look at how delicious that is. It's like molasses. Time to jar it. And here's the reality. Sometimes it doesn't turn out like you like. Let's be honest. I gotta let you know I overprocess this. It's way too thick. I couldn't even filter it the last time. So I'm just gonna pour it directly into the jar and call it good. It's still gonna taste good. It's just not going to be as pretty as before. So you just want clean, hot jars. These were just washed. Once it's poured in, you want to make sure there is absolutely nothing on the rim of the jar. Get your hot lid, put it on there. What I like to do is just turn it upside down so the lid gets nice and hot, and then I flip it over and it will self-seal. Now, I want to show you the difference between my syrup I processed a couple days ago to today's. Today's didn't get filtered the last time and I overprocessed it, so it's really thick. So, there's a distinct difference here. Overprocessing will make it darker, and I didn't get to filter it the last time, so it is what it is. It's still going to taste really good. It's going to be very thick. And that is how you do maple syrup, give or take. Good luck!